Welcome back to Breaking Fallout. In our last little episode, we upgraded ourselves some new power armors for our follower and ourselves. So now we're back here at the Watts Electrical, where we started a mission to get an even better set of power armor. Now, when I say a better set, it has more health, so it can take more damage. But its damage resistances are slightly lower than what we're in ourselves, so that's what our follower's going to be in. I think it looks awesome. It's good stuff. But for ourselves, we're going to get a specialty set of power armor that was added in the next gen update. So right now we're heading over to the Badfultel, or however you say that. But it's the Bureau of Drugs, Alcohol, Firearms, and Lasers. Something like that. Now, we had been by here earlier, hence why the, Actually, was this us? It looks like our handiwork. But anyway you slice it, we're going to walk on in here. Now there should be some raiders trying to break into the place. Had we been here before? I don't think we have. This place is usually crawling with a few raiders. Yeah, I was correct. Let's do the thing. Named enemy. Now, I like coming this way because usually there's a turret up that's taking things out. But one of the Eddie Winter hollow tapes is here. That helps with Nick Valentine's quests. Oh, that's why it's different. They had a prisoner. Now, Kate likes it when you lockpick. So anything that's a novice, go ahead and do yourself. Have her do anything else that's a bit harder. Alright, we'll get to him in a second. It's not safe for him to leave until these raiders are taken care of. And there's our objective right there. See, we got that critical strike from the Basher skill. Yeah, usually right here, that's the entrance. There it is. Ouch. Now you can see... Kate, don't get out there. Actually, go ahead, soak up the bullets. Oh, that armor is taking a beating. And I'm gonna have to repair that. Okay, so now usually there's two bandits that are pinned down here, and ooh, Nuka-Cola. But because there is a settler prisoner in here, that whole thing did not happen. So here's another novice pick for you. Well, the music kicked in. That means all the raiders are dead. Now, we're not going to be able to get this one, and Kate doesn't like to cooperate sometimes. We'll see if it's worth it. You got to get it open first. Haven't they, though? So go ahead and grab the everything that's useful. Yeah. Here. Usually she can't get to it because of the power armor, so Kate, go over here. Oh, cool. So our her affinity with us is going up. So now she wants to give us a little backstory. So I'm gonna skip most of this and play the nice guy most of the time. But you owe me nothing. Alright. I need you to go over here.
Hey. What is it? What's up?
So we're gonna talk to her.
I need you to get out of your power armor. You got it?
Okay. Now try it.
Think you can unlock that?
Yeah, because the power armor has trouble fitting back there. So you might want to tell her to leave the armors. But we're just going to loot the place while we're here. That might take her a while. So we'll take care of this one, because there's yet another... Oh, yet another safe for her to crack here. Inside the closet. Ooh, bobby pins.
Damn! Broke a pin. I'll try again. I got it.
Awesome.
Me anytime now.
Well, gee, thanks. Alright, so...
See what you can do.
No problem.
So now we'll send her on that one. And did we get anything good? Oh yeah.
Looks doable. I'll give it a try. Oh yeah. I love that click. Lock's
Heads up.
open.
Like it was nothing. Alright.
I'll get it done.
Back in the power armor, please. Okay. Or no. To be completely honest, she's a little bit better outside of the power armor. Just because of
Heads up.
What you need?
Move here.
her agility and her strength are good enough. Come on. It's her health I'm worried about. Come on, get in your power armor, please.
Look alive.
I'm asking you nicely. It's for your own protection. Cool. Thank you. While I'm thinking about it, I notice my health is low. That'll be good for now. We do need to go and make some of our tasty treats, so we can get some of those buffs and benefits, even though they're not necessary anymore. This is a pretty broken character as it is. So if your skills in hacker, ooh, squirrel bits. If your skills in hacker are not that good, you can't hack this holotape like we need to. So if you look at his confession, it says to check the wall. So if you look at where the cigarettes are, you have the pack of cigarettes, but then there's this cigarette paper. So now it tells you the password. So when you pick up, I should have just played it, but so we can enter the password. If you have a hacker 1, you can make an attempt to play the mini game. If you have a hacker 3, you can just break in. But we want to look at the instruction manual for what we're doing next, and then you also want to look at the raw audio transcriptions. You want to look at the last one, because that's going to give you a clue as to where this set of power armor is. But first we need to upload the music to the radio tower, and we're going to go ahead and save this settler.
Please, you've got to help me. Don't worry, I'll get you out of here. Oh my God, thank you. Let's go.
Now he should head back to his settlement, since I don't think we're affiliated with whatever settlement he is from. If not, he's tagging along as we go get this power armor. Now, the wonderful thing about this set of power armor that we are picking up for ourselves is it is a specialty piece of XO2 armor. So, in base vanilla game, the best armor you could get was the XO1. So now with the next gen updates, how far out is this next objective? With the next gen updates, they've added these other suits of power armor. It is out there. Where are we? Let's fast travel somewhere closer. And all power armors have had the ability to have Tesla coils as an option, as well as Tesla bracers. The downside, though, is the Tesla coils have always done very minimal damage. It was almost not even noticeable at higher levels. And the XO2 armor has the ability to amplify that Tesla damage. So, with us being mainly a melee class, as well as our second build being a melee class, this armor is going to be very advantageous for us, because it's going to add damage over time just for enemies being in proxy of us. Very useful. You want to come out and play? Say hello to the blender. I hear one more. Where you at? Easy loot. That's really the best thing about this setup. Ghouls just run into the blender and get shredded. Or the shredder and get blended, however you want to put it. There is another Eddie Winters holotape here in this precinct. I want to say it's over here. But it's somewhere around here. Again, those are for the Nick Valentine quest if you're trying to get your affinity maxed out with him. Wait, was that Radix? That was Radix. So we're just going to head south from Diamond City. We've got plenty of cores, so we're just going to hurry this along. And luckily there is sunlight, so our helmet's special is active, giving us a little bit of AP regen. I hear combat, but that has nothing to do with me. I also see the radio tower on our compass. Oh, come on. Now there should be some more Enclave remnants at this radio tower. Actually, no, I think this one's the mole rats. Yeah, there should be mole rats here. Yet another victim of the blender. Yep, I hear him. Come on, Kate, don't run into me. Now, luckily, we can't damage her, but we still can stun her and damage our power armor. So, you want to avoid it as much as you can. She just won't take health damage. Now I gotta fix your arm. Normally, I'll wait until all of her limbs are busted, because those are the first things to go before I repair, but we'll get to that. Alright, so wait for those to become extended. And honestly, after we go get this power armor and upgrade it, we've got a backup. The only things that were different was her helmet and her torso, so we could just hand her a limb. But we're going to load the holotape, transfer America the Beautiful. So now that both those songs have been uploaded back to the radio channel, we need to go investigate this next area. It was a police station relief for survivors. Yeah, for survivors. But it leads into the Mass Pike Tunnel? Something like that. It leads into a tunnel. But we're going into a utility access. And that is where the power armor is hidden. Yeah, the Boston Police rationing site. Now, usually there is a Ragstad. Oop, and it is legendary. It has a chance to be legendary. I'm gonna say like 3 out of 5 times this thing is legendary. So, we got anything good?
Let's get out of here.
I mean, a violent pipe pistol is not bad at all. You can get that more damage and limb damage with the recoil. Just turn it into a sniper rifle. Don't have to really worry about the recoil too much. I just don't like pipe weapons. But, it'd be good for Kate. So we're just gonna raid the anything useful. Because now we're going to perform one of everybody's favorites, the jump puzzle. There's no obvious way inside the shed. So we're going to jump through these crates, well, over these crates. And then we're going to jump over here. If you happen to land on this, jump again because there's a lip. Then we're going to need to jump the corner. And then jump this crate over to the roof. And we're inside. Now we're going to have to clear some mole rats that pop up. Ooh, there's a legendary. Alright, so once everybody's been put through the blender. Mighty. Yeah, okay. More damage increase. And that'll be better. Well, I'm not gonna say it'll be better than the musket, but it'll be easier to use. The only thing the terminal does is the Protectron. But let's go ahead and open up the doors. That way Kate can get inside. Here you are.
Look alive.
Sure. I know. It might look safe around here, but I'm keeping
You can
it
do.
handy. I'm on it, Captain. This one might be a problem, but I can try.
You got it. You can tell she's not meant to be in power armor because the armor pieces kind of bleed out when she stands up. Alright, thank you. And ammo. So now we're going to go down into the utility tunnel. Now, I cannot guarantee that you will get the same legendary enemies that I did, nor the same legendary drops, but with us being on a heightened difficulty, there's a better chance of them showing up. But there's usually a fusion core here. Now be careful using firearms. There is gas and oil all over the floor here. And a few mole rats. There's also a few holotapes here, because someone tried to pull a heist back in the day, and that's what the holotapes are about. Now here's a copy of Taboo Tattoos. A bunch of vodka, which is good for us. I don't need the grenades. Now, you might think it's a good idea to give grenades to your follower. It is not. The only one who's really good with grenades is McCready, and even then, he's not good with them. Most of the time, they will waste them. So, now we have ourselves a chemistry bench. And just to demonstrate, one of the reasons we always keep plastic and fertilizer on us is so we can make jet, which means we can always make our grape mentats. We always want to keep some jet and buff out on us as well, because that's going to allow us to make berry mentats. Always good to have. Buff tats are good to have too, and we do have plenty of buff out, so I'm gonna go ahead and make a couple of those. Yeah. And then we'll throw some mentats in the mix as well, because we're about to have a nice little engagement. Now, when it comes to chems, if you give them to Kate, she will use them. But eventually she will try and get over that. But let's go ahead. Yeah, as long as we keep one on us, we're good. We're not going to need the jet right now. And some vodka. And Kate should like all of that, because she's a bit of a junkie herself right now. But if we continue with her affinity story quest, eventually she will kick her habit, and then she will dislike you using chems. She'll still like you hitting the hard liquor, but we're going to go ahead and turn on the radio, which is going to open this back here. And now we have ourselves XO2 power armor. This should also... Oh, we have to examine the terminal first. But when we examine the terminal, there's going to be some enemies that show up. Some Enclave remnants. Now, you have a choice here. Alright, first these two are explaining who the devil was and how he came to be. But he leaves us a humble request. He's asking us to shut down the radio, because if he hears the songs, he's afraid it might trigger him. So you can either restore the radio station, or you can short-circuit it like he requests. I prefer to short-circuit it, because this is also going to open up the safe on the wall. So there's a bunch of ammo in here. That's nice. But what we really want is the Devil's Inferno. It is a mod for the XO2. What? Yeah, we can carry all that. We don't really need the frame. But now the Enclave should show up. And let's go ahead and decimate them, since we are all kinds of juiced up. Oh, nice. She set off the fire. Alright. So now that we've gotten them taken care of, go ahead and scavenge anything useful. Good job, Kate. It was fine work. You can see this is the shortcut that leads into the Mass Pike Tunnel.
Hold up. You hear that?
Yeah, it's feral ghouls in the tunnel. I was just explaining that. And they have their leader here, Hodges. You can read her journal and her quest to try and get into this. There's also a note here on the XO2 and how it works. Because the XO2 was designed to have the Tesla effect be super. This terminal was just to power the whole radio setup. So yeah, we now own ourselves XO2 power armor. Let's go ahead. If you want to, you can swap it out here, but I don't have any of the stuff to upgrade it, and that's what we want to do. So let's head back to the surface and then fast travel back to Sanctuary. Now there is an alternative to acquiring XO2 power armor, one of the other quests that have been added with the next gen update. We'll have enemies in the XO2 power armor, but I wanted to get access to the mod. The mod is rather nice because it is the chest pieces Tesla coils only specialty upgraded. So now that we are outside, let's hit the map and fast travel to home. We also have a level to spend. Now at this point in time, there are very few skills that we're actually needing to upgrade further. It's kind of a your option thing. You just want to supplement damage in your ranged combat, however you see fit to do that, whatever your personal preference is. Personally, I like single fire rifles. But we're gonna go... Hold on a second. Let's make this easy. Take that off. And then transfer it over. So there goes that. Now let's go ahead and craft. Not to mention, when you go for the other option of acquiring this, the parts and pieces will be damaged. At least this way, you have a fully healthy suit of armor. So we're going to be upgrading it now. There are so many options here for the painting and other things. Prism shielding, as you know, is my personal favorite. But you have all these different ones. My personal preference when it comes to paints is red paint, just because increased movement speed is always useful, especially since we are a melee class. But this is the super special part to it, is the fact that everything can have Tesla coil damage upgrade. And the reason that we went on this specific mission was because for the upgrade here, you see we can do the Tesla coils, but with the Devil's Inferno, it does the same thing. Deals energy damage to nearby enemies, right? But it also increases our movement speed by 5%, and taking damage recharges our action points, just like a kinetic dynamo. And yes, you can stack them, it does work that way. But this gives you the kinetic dynamo effect, so you can also just go somewhere else with it if you really wanted to. I need ceramic. So, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and, because I just saw I needed ceramic. I'm probably gonna need aluminum too. Circuitry's good, copper's good. Fiber optics and crystals, good. I shouldn't need too much glass, but I'm probably going to need oil. So, like I've said before, I prefer to keep things over 200. I've doubled you guys before. Hold on. I know it seems like a needless step, but it does simplify things, especially for the game itself. So just to recap, I'm trying to hit scrap, select, and then store in rapid succession. I'm basically trying to interrupt the scrap with a store. So you heard the scrap sound, but I still have the do you want to store option. That allows us to double the amount of that resource that we have. Alright, so I'm probably going to end up going with prism shielding, just because we already have a little bit of movement speed upgrade from the Devil's Inferno. So let's go ahead and put that on. We could go nuts and give this a jetpack. But I'm thinking I'm actually going to double up on the action point refresh, especially in combat. And again, I like prism shielding, and we kind of need it. So Mark 6. Yeah, because when it comes to this, it does not have good energy resistance. We're going to give it energy resistance. Now, if you notice, the Tesla bracers are not here. That's because they're here. So you can actually have the Tesla bracer damage and then the increased unarmed damage, which is going to be... Well, I'm not entirely sure. I haven't decided. We're going with the optimized bracers here just because we need that improved bash. Well, we don't really need it, but I haven't really decided for the second build. It's kind of a toss-up between doing it unarmed, which is awesome for the VATS side of it. Overdrive, because we already have some regen going on. Wait a second, did I see that correctly? That is usually just on a helmet. Huh. So you can have that on every piece. Well, ain't that special? So in sunlight, we can have incredible AP regen by putting that on all 6 pieces, instead of just the helmet. Huh. Still, we've already got the regen for combat, and that's what we really need. Again, prism shielding being my personal favorite, just because damage resistances are nice. We're just trying to get this as best we can. Overdrive. And then make everything Tesla. Now, don't get me wrong, the Tesla damage upgraded, it's still not extravagantly great. It's good. It's gonna help. Honestly, we don't really need it. I would personally love to have it work on Kate, but it does not. I have tested this several times against many different enemies, just having her go in and engage the enemy. Trust me, the Tesla damage does not go off. So it's best for us Now, if you want to give her this armor set, or go get a second armor set for her, you don't have to make it Tesla. You can just make it regular. But honestly, I think this just looks really cool. I mean, what do you mean something worth it? You don't think that's awesome looking? Come on, Kate. I think you're just jealous. Because I'm not giving it to you. So yeah. And when everything's said and done, optimized bashing with weapons. We have a little bit of movement speed and a bunch of AP regen as we take damage. Overdriven to get that sprint speed up so we can close the distance on enemies. And then our HUD is going to highlight those enemies. It's nice. I likes it. Since we are here, we've got ourselves a couple of things to work with. That's not much of a damage increase to make it a 308. Yeah. That. No accuracy penalty while firing. What does that even mean? I mean, technically that one's more how is that even more accurate? And I want the accuracy as best as we can get it. Because we're going to hand this over to Kate. I mean, the muzzle brake, and she's not really a silence character. Alright. So now if she misses the shot, it's just because she misses the shot. But now we're gonna make ourselves a new toy. Again, this is meant for any long-range enemy that we cannot reach. But of course we also, just because it's pretty, also just because we can get the jetpacks, there's really nothing that's ever going to be out of our reach. So, that being said, it is an option. No. You can go bye-bye. Hey, Kate.
Need something?
Actually, wait a second. That's your left arm?
Hey.
Aw, and here I thought you wanted to snuggle.
It... Is that an option? Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and give her the pipe rifle, the 45 ammo to use it. We're gonna take her broken arm, give her our non-broken arm. What's everything else look like health-wise? That's not bad. That's not bad at all. It was really us with the shredder that did it. Excuse me, but I just had to prove a point. We can't damage her health, so totally useful there.
Have a right.
I mean, you have issues, lady. And eventually we'll help her with those issues. But right now, can you not be in my face, please? We're gonna go ahead, place that in our favorites. Again, not going to be as vicious as the laser musket in damage, but fire rate and accuracy, it'll work. It will work. So yeah, we now have ourselves a new and improved set of armor. I need to test it on something. Now, do I still have her set to the shish kebab? I do. So hold that thought with the shish kebab, because I just need to get close to some enemies. Now, I know they are low-end enemies, but there should be some bloatfly. Yup. And I mean, they are low-end. If I had the awareness perk, you would see that they're like level 1s or a level 2. But I just want to show how the damage can work. Once you get close, it'll just drain their health down. Now, there is one downside to doing Tesla damage. And I'm not sure if you can see it when these things take damage, but it will actually mess up your HUD. So there's a bandit and his dog over here. So, yeah, there we go. You saw how fast their health were just draining. It's kind of actually hard to show you whenever our follower's kind of a badass. But this is a good spot for your first scavenge, just because it's not much to deal with. But I didn't bother this run. So yeah, we now have Tesla damage to go with our everything else. There should be a pack of wild dogs over here. Hey buddies, you want to help me demonstrate how awesome this armor is some more? Now again, these are low-level enemies, so not the best damage in the world. Especially when you get up to, you know, like a death claw or something like that. We're just going to chew through it with... Really? How did you take damage? You're over there. Yeah, we're just going to chew through it with our shredder. But it's still upgraded damage. You know, in a previous episode where I took out Swan, the behemoth in Boston Common, it took some time. He actually got a hit or two in on us. So that's really the benefit, is especially Mirelurks, because they like to block a lot with their shells, and it throws off our entire thing because we will recoil, and we can't get... we have to wait for everything to spin back up. It's causing damage to them while we're in that stun phase. So that's another benefit, is our one, you know, major weakness being able to get blocked. Now we have something to compensate for that. So yeah. Hopefully you found this informative and entertaining. And I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace.